I'm here paying my last respects. On November 17th, 2023, I am taking down all of my free Kontakt and Decent Sampler prototypes. They're going away. If you see this after the 17th, some of those sounds might be gone for good. Others might have a second life. I shared my first sound back on October 29th, 2019, and since then I have shared 17 total sounds. These were experiments, I call them prototypes, and I can say with all honesty, I had no idea what I was doing when I started. But many of you who watch my channel have been very supportive of these sounds from the very beginning. On my website alone, over 20,000 unique downloaders, and these sounds are also up on Piano Book, and who knows how many times they've been downloaded over there. And because of the success at the Free Sounds, I had this crazy idea to make and sell much more elaborate instruments. The feathered flute is the evolution of my very first instrument, the flute and violin, which later became a Labs instrument. They named it Arctic Swells, which is a really cool name. Flute and violin was apparently the only thing I could think of at the time. Post felt started as the Kawai felt piano, which is back there, and soft drums became soft drums. They're soft drums. At least to me, every one of these sounds has something magical and inspiring that was enough for me to be willing to work them up and share them with all of you. One of my all-time favorites is a choir that I made with my family during lockdown. I have a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old now, so that was 10 and 5. My son made the cover art. Guitar plucks. Basic. It's a bass sound, but it's more than that. I use it all the time, a few octaves up. Most of the time I use those settings. By the way, I'm always in Pro Tools. Today I'm in Ableton. Once a year I decide that I'm going to learn Ableton, and I get into it just enough to pay for the upgrade, and then I never open it again. The flute and violin has these waves. I mean, that's a great sound. And then a sustain patch. The very first sample I ever made. If I don't get lucky with that sound, I don't think I'd do this. One Trick Pony Lo-Fi drums. The original soft drums. Out of the box, much more aggressive and in your face than the more versatile and flexible soft drums that I released earlier this year. The Steinway Grand was a Steinway recorded at Mediatek Institute where I used to teach. Super mellow and only a few velocity layers, but it has a thing. Woven Strings has a set of drones and phrases. Those are the drones, but the phrases are up here. The violinist was my friend Avery Bright. Brush nipple gongs. Two articulations. I learned after the fact that there might not actually be nipple gongs, so I sampled my buddy's wind chimes. They're pitched all over the place. All of these have accompanying videos that I'll link to that better explain why I made them and how you might use them. Grant Pittman's harmonium. Handbells. I go to this tiny church in Carrollton, Texas, and there's a handbell choir. My wife plays in the handbell choir. My friend Terry is the leader of that group, and he brought those over, and we sampled them. Gentle vibes. My friend Joel and I spent way too much time and energy and microphones on sampling this old Fun Machine organ. I might be missing some, but that's what you get. Throughout the process of making these instruments, I have learned quite a bit. And when I listen to them and look at them, the GUIs are all over the map. There's work that needs to be done. So the best way to move forward is to reassess, and that means to take them all down. And that's a great segue for me to tell you about the best place to leave feedback on these sounds is my new Discord server. Now, if you're like me, you have avoided Discord. I'm finally starting to figure it out very slowly, but I see it like this. If you like the way I present the Discord, you hear that? If you like the way that I present information and maybe the way my videos look or the sounds that I make, well, there are other people who feel the same way, and there's a good chance that there's some like-mindedness between you and me and a lot of the people that watch this channel. And that feels like a great place for us all to share information, get to know one another, learn from each other. Check the link in the description for an invite to the server. There's a couple things I'd like for you to do. There is a poll where you can vote on your favorite free prototype. You can introduce yourself. If you are a pro at Discord, you can offer your suggestions. And honestly, if you're starting to feel old, you're not old enough to jump off the technology train. So you might be avoiding this, but it's time. And once you've done that, binge watch this playlist and learn more about all of these free sounds. Talk soon.